When I was starting out trying to learn how to solo, I was actually under the impression that every top player within every style, like metal, rock, blues, whatever, were able to just sit down and then play a totally perfect improvised solo. Like they were ready to produce the album with that solo that they were just playing, just right off the bat with no preparation. And of course, some people are able to do that, but most people prepare. And that's really what dawned on me when I looked into it, that very few people on the top level are really just improvising, not in rock and not in metal. They prepare, they compose their solos in advance based on the licks they learn, the sequences they know, the tools, the arpeggios, the scales they know. They sit down and say, okay, how can I play the most awesome solo here involving different techniques? And then they practice it beforehand. Of course, if you know that already, you should have told me back then, because I was aimed at improvising. I thought that was the only thing I had to learn. Only thing, that's a huge thing, right? To be able to just produce that totally together solo, just perfect from the first time. But so because I had that illusion, and if you have that illusion, well, you need to get off that horse, because that is going to hurt you, because you set a standard so high that you're going to get frustrated when you're not able to do it. And you're going to get frustrated that you're not approaching or you're not moving towards that point. Because very few people are. Because there are not lessons out there that teach you how to improvise, other than learn a lot of licks and a lot of sequences, and then just use them, and then magically, by means of luck and magic, you will learn how to improvise. But there's actually a science to it that we teach in different programs on guitarmastery.net. But in this course here, I'm going to just put a nail. What are you doing? You're improvising slowly. Right? Composing is improvising slowly. That's just what it is. That's the only definition between the two, or definition of the distance between the two. When I'm composing, I'm taking my time. I like that. I like that better. Or maybe I can spice that up. Right? And then suddenly it's there, and you got it. And you basically come up with stuff, but you give yourself time to change what you're playing until it's perfect. When you practice improvising, that's exactly what you should do. So here's the process. You take any jam track that has the challenges that you want to face. Like, say, if you have the first position, minor pentatonic or blues scale laid out, and you want to practice improvising in that blues scale, then you want a track that fits that scale, of course, right? So in the beginning here, I was playing 4 chords. I was playing the A minor, and then the G major, then the F major, and then the E major, right? And if I want to use the minor pentatonic, then what I do here to practice improvising is that I try to come up with something. Once I come up with something that sounds cool, I practice it 10, 20 times. It's easy. You come up with the next little line. Maybe. Right? So I'm improvising, but I'm taking my time to play the same line and refining it over and over and over again. I know that this sounds quite differently when you're new at it, because you're stumbling and fumbling and you're not playing anything that sounds like music. And then suddenly something works, right? I did that in the beginning. And then once something works, you play it a couple of times and you develop it a little bit, see if you can make it sound even better.
Completely in the key of E major or C sharp minor. And we are going to be starting up on the 9th fret on the G string. So I will play through the scale and then I will explain it. So what we're doing, again, we're starting on the 9th fret on the G string. We are playing 9. Then we are going up 2 frets on the same string, playing fret 11. Now we move up to the B string and we play fret 9. Then we go up 1 fret to fret 10. Then we go up 2 frets to fret 12. Then we jump up to the next string, the E string, we play fret 9. And now this time we go all the way up to fret 11. And then we end the scale on 12.
Exercise, and I think we all know it, but this one is a little bit different and it will help you out a bunch. I'm sure it will. So we start out on fret 7 on the low E string. That's called a B. So we play that B note. Let me move into frame a little bit more. And we play that B note followed by the C with the middle finger, ring, and pinky. So far nothing special, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, B, C, C sharp, and D. But now we move to the A string, and I'm making as little movements as possible. Maximum efficiency. So now only my index finger is moving to the E. And then, right before I'm playing my middle finger, I'm taking it off the strings. So not before. And we do the same, moving down the string. And then, if you're feeling comfortable, you can speed up. So it's such an elegant exercise, and it really forces you to use a sublime technique. Triads. Yes, the triads. The triads are a lot of fun. But this can be done without a guitar. So just put it on my lap for a moment. So we're naming the triads in a circle of fifths. I'm starting with C because that's a chord or a scale without any sharps or flats. So a triad is the 1, the 3, and the 5th from the major scale. So for C it goes, it's C, E, G. So I could be playing it on guitar. C, E, G, G, B, B, D, F sharp, A, C sharp, E, G sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E double sharp, G sharp. Very good exercise. And if you want to sing, that's even better. C, E, G, G, B, D, D, F sharp, A, C sharp, E, etc. So what's even better is when you play the last F sharp major triad, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. When you end on that C sharp, we got to think in flats instead of sharps. So we start again from that same note, but now we call it a D flat, and we start over. So then we name all major triads that exist. So we go D flat, F, A flat, C, E flat, G, B flat, D, F, A, C. And then we are at C, the point we started at, and now you can do it all over. And try to increase the speed, and you'll get there. It isn't easy, it's actually pretty hard. And there's 2 mistakes I see a lot, and this challenge is to let you overcome these mistakes. Mistake number 1 is speeding up during a loop. I think this happens more than it doesn't happen, if you understand what I mean. So,
B minor pentatonic shape. With holding pick a little tight. So let's see. Okay. So if you do that, it's almost like, you're not really nice to your instrument. It's just you're fighting, thinking too much B minor pentatonic. That's correct. But first thing I teach my students is you don't have to play B minor pentatonic shape. You can play B minor pentatonic sound with 1 octave. So, and a little bit spice. You don't have to pick everything hard. You don't have to go.
Smart practice. By smart practice, I mean practice that's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. Being consistent with your practice and setting smart goals is one of the biggest keys to getting better faster. And 8, learn song. 7, practice melody lines and phrasing. One surefire way to make your lead guitar playing sound like you're playing up and down scales is to do nothing but practice up and down scales all the time. So there are a couple of different things you can do to kind of get yourself out of that. Number 1, sing a melody and try to recreate it on your guitar. That's the first way, something like this. So just improvising like that, making up melodies out of your head, or even, Number 2, learn the names of the notes on the fretboard. And this may seem like a monumental task, but if you take it a little bit at a time, 5 minutes a day at the beginning of each practice session, just 1 string a week, something like that, you will be able to memorize all the notes on the fretboard. Learn some basic music theory. And I'm not saying that you have to be an expert in jazz music theory, but I am saying that learning how music works a little bit will help you learn songs faster and learn songs when you're not even around your guitar, which is really awesome. A good start for this is to just learn how major keys work, how chords are built, and how progressions work. That'll go a long way.